Oh, there we go.
Oh, we're going.
Spooky. I was just getting all my shit. Coughing and whatnot. What's up, everybody?
What's
Welcome.
up, everybody? It's that time again.
It's what, Friday when you're watching
Yes.
this?
Yes,
Okay.
it should be.
It should be a Friday.
It
right
should be. If you're watching it fresh off the press, otherwise, it could be any day of the week, really.
That's true.
But yeah,
That's true.
little commentary track, as we like to do with all of our shorts. We've appreciated all the support from everybody who's been digging on it. Your feedback has been much appreciated. So no need to waste any time. I say we just jump into it.
For sure. I didn't get no feedback. At least no bad feedback.
Oh, well, I didn't get no bad feedback either.
Okay.
But it's knock on wood, Now we're going to get all of it.
Bring it.
We'll explain it away right now.
Exactly.
Shouts out to Scareplex. Shouts out to Gela Rediger for our dope-ass logo.
All sorts of dope animations throughout this. All thanks to her.
That's true. Very true. Finally got to bust out that drone for something.
Yeah. It was a pretty fucking hot day, too. That was like a summer camp day.
Yes, it was, now that you mention it.
When we filmed that, it was hot as fuck.
Yes. Exorcism of Chase and Shep. This opening sequence is a lot more low key than our usual opening sequences, I feel like.
I think it adds to it. Because you're not just getting blasted with like music.
Right. Oh.
a pretty good song. You're like, oh, this is cool, and looking at all the cool. And I know the last Halloween
west.
Yeah. It's kind of how it's set up.
Well, Taylor Haller as the explorer here. Good portion of this whole entire flick, from the people involved behind the scenes, in front of the camera, all of it happened thanks to the movie Effed. We met a lot of these people on set.
This is very true.
Taylor, our makeup effects artist, Mercedes, Steven, Ash. I remember we had the idea loosely for Exorcism, but we kind of came up with the outline on the way to set that day. On the way to Eft is when we were like, this is what we should do with it. And especially on the way back, once we had met everybody, I think is where it really started falling into place. Samantha, we met Samantha on Eft.
Samantha was, she was at Eft. That's true. She was a big help behind the scenes, as was Steve.
Yes.
And Mercedes, of course, made us look fantastic in the makeup.
Well, Isabella Athey as our script supervisor. Don't hold that against her this time around. She wasn't on set as much as she was supposed to be, but it's because we got a baby boy to take care of. So
that's true.
She still came through as a producer. She put the money down.
She threw down some monies.
Yeah.
So if you would like to join that list of awesome producers, you know how to. Holler at us.
That's right.
We don't have Cash App, but damn it, we'll get a Cash App for that.
Dude, this scene, I scouted so many different places, and finally we just kind of said, fuck it, that looks good. Like the day of, we saw that shack, we're like, we'll shoot it right there.
I think it looked good for what it is. Very more Evil Dead-esque than I had planned.
Yes.
See the old rundown wooded shack thing. And
Taylor was great, too. He just looks like an explorer.
Killing his line right there, finally.
His one line, finally. Finally, my one line. Shout out to Belle's Aunt JJ for the web design.
Yeah, came through on some more designing. Yeah, we, like I said, this is the most hands we ever had help us with something, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah, without a doubt, this is the most hands we've ever had on anything, especially in post production. Like I know we kind of talked about passing it around a lot. Little fun Easter egg there. The song in the background is the same song that starts Hell of a Halloween.
It's true. And the house looks identical.
Identical. That's not an Easter egg. That's just a way of life.
How we're living every day, as you can see. Probably the one thing that goes overlooked by most, just because it's such a quick shot, was that how we changed the Amazon logo into the cross.
Yes, I do think that goes under the radar sometimes. I try to point that out to people whenever I watch it with them.
Right. It's just such a quick shot of it.
I really wish we had a take of this where I legitimately fell and it looked really good, but the timing just didn't work out. There's that cross.
There's that cross.
Neededthings.com. Song in the background's old John from summer camp. Kenneth Cole. I think a fun fact for everybody is that this moment of dialogue was based on a true story from your post lady just throwing your shit everywhere on the lawn.
That's true. We wanted to do it a little bit different, but yes. That is why the box is out there in the middle of the way and whatnot, is just because that's kind of the experience we had.
I think it's a book. Yeah, dude, it's not just any old book, though.
A little transition was your idea, right?
I think so. I think we just were thinking of it in the fly, and it was like, yo, this would look really cool, I think. Yeah, this was all shot.
Different things you can do, man. Like
this is like our first day of shooting.
It was, and we were just like, how could we shoot this scene to make it look cool and not have to set up sound? And
dude, why not?
It all came together, especially when the doors pop open and whatnot. We had no fucking clue.
Yeah. Shouts out to Corey for all of his help on day one of the film. I always love the little like shadow behind you of the banner that just says "Our Ghost" like right off your head.
It's got some pretty insane stuff in it.
Also, I know she'd be upset if I don't mention that the hardback joke was Belle's idea.
Definitely not.
She was determined to get that one in there.
What do you mean?
Yeah, hard as fuck, bro.
Copy of Firestarter by Stephen King that somebody wrote.
Big reveal. It's not really the Book of the Dead.
What the fuck does that even mean?
We've been using Firestarter the whole time.
The whole time, guys. It's just been Firestarter by Stephen King.
You haven't noticed.
What the fuck, man? You know, the website said the shit was authentic, dude.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, it looks like somebody went through the effort of writing a bunch of shit.
I mean, I did have somebody ask recently about this, and in my head, whoever had this book did copy down the actual book within, like, you know, just writing inside of a copy of Firestarter. So it's like adjacent. It's almost the real copy.
Maybe it's an even more fucked up copy.
Right here, the shot that we've been trying to achieve since summer camp. The Evil Dead demon stuff.
Yeah. Like I said, that was fun to figure out, like, how can we do this? How can we put this together?
You know what, dude? I don't even think
And I think it turned out pretty good.
Yeah. Little animation by Gela here, some drone shot. We pulled out a lot of the stops here.
And coincidentally, I think besides like one other dialogue, that's like all we ever talked to one another in this whole thing.
Yeah.
I noticed that too while watching it. Like, damn.
I told you when I was editing it, I was like, this doesn't have a lot of Chase and Shep in it, even though it does.
Haven't heard from you for a while. So,
Tyler, just killing it.
Just wondering what's going on. All right, give me a call.
Killing it. He even told me that, like, you know, his girlfriend loved the fact that he points his remote to the side here, not directly at the TV. And it's like, that's how you have to actually turn his TV on in real time. He has a family sign that says the Elbs up there. And if you point it at that, it'll bounce off and hit his TV perfectly. And he's like, I didn't even think when I was doing that, because he's like, I didn't need to. I could have just pointed it at the TV. He's like that.
I love this little bit of sound design here. It was from your boy Shep.
Oh, yeah.
He whipped up the wrestling on TV. But I love the line. It's like right at the very end, you can barely hear it. What do you say? It's something about like, grab up your best friend.
And it's like, if you don't have your best friend or grab up your best friend, you're doing it wrong or something like that.
Yeah.
It was really good how that fit in there. And for the true OGs, you could hear if you hear the names, Jimmy Snakes, that goes back to when I was in high school. We used to always make up this guy, Jimmy Snakes, that was a gangster. And
It's that full moon shot.
oh yeah, beautiful fucking harvest moon. But I don't think it was the harvest moon, actually. That was before this.
And Two Shoes too, right?
Yeah, Tommy Two Shoes was a play on what they called me back in high school, and just a nickname of mine. So it was just for the OGs. It was for the ones that have been there.
This was fun too. I feel like we've never really done like the quick cut thing, so that was like a lot of fun. We did a lot of that in this one.
That was good, and I like as you can see the recliners turned over in this scene because we couldn't figure out how the fuck we had the blankets when we went back to film that. So we were like, fuck it. I was like, you know what?
We fixed that, but we didn't fix the daylight outside in this scene.
It happens.
It happens.
Gave myself the munchies. Gotta have a little snack.
Mercedes
now.
killed it with the makeup and everything. This is I love watching people's faces when they watch this scene. 'Cause they're just like, ugh.
Shep, what the fuck? You playing with that Ouija board again?
Of course not, man.
Bullshit.
Cross my heart.
When I figured out how to get the demon voices going, I knew we were in business.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it pulls it all together, bro.
I'm gonna fix it. Get you back to normal.
And those bullshit ass contacts.
I know everybody's like, the contacts look great. I'm like, well, enjoy them because you're never gonna see them on Shep again.
I love you. I'll fucking kill you.
I don't know. Like, I'll have to fucking holler at Erin and make her fucking just shove them in my. I feel like she'd be fine. I'd be. She don't wear contacts neither, so I don't know if I want her poking around in my eye.
I love that. There's a lot of moments that like ended up in the final cut with Tyler where like he was just bullshitting or just like, you know, making stuff up on the fly, and that ended up in the final cut rather than what we had. Because it's like that's always when he does his best. Is like he'll do the takes, but then he's like, let me just like, you know, do an improv. Let me throw some lines out there, and that's when he like
Morning,
starts
sunshine. How you feeling?
killing it.
Still possessing shit?
Suck my dick.
I'm gonna take that as a yes. Shep, I don't know what you did this time, but after all this is said and done, me and you were gonna have to talk.
Shep isn't here anymore.
This might possibly be my favorite joke in the whole thing.
Well, whoever you are,
Just him fucking staring at you while you're rattling all this shit off. He's just like, okay, well, whatever.
So we're gonna get this little situation here handled, get everyone home safe and sound, and make sure anything like this never happens again. Does that sound good?
Fuck you. What are you gonna do about it?
This was one of those scenes where I feel like I had to lean into the choppy editing. I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna just make it a little surreal. I got no other explanation. I'm just like, you know, sometimes in demon movies you see that where it's just like weird cuts and stuff. I'm like, fuck it, I'll lean into it.
Boys, sit tight. No funny business.
Shouts out to the Dollar General employee who thought we were having a birthday party.
Right. I remember we shot that a few times. You were really adamant on, no, you got to get it, like barely get it. When you close the door, it's got to come undone.
Don't make me come back in there, guys.
And
Here
I feel
comes. We got it. I feel like we got it.
Well, I feel like we got it multiple times.
Well, yeah.
Actually, wasn't as hard as it turned out to be, but he kept saying other shit or something on his way out.
Right, yeah. This right here, people's favorite character. Today, Jason Pankoki had commented and called him Next Door Dave. And I was like, well, that's sticking. Next Door Dave. Why didn't we think of that?
Yeah, you seem a little jumpy.
This was also the first time I think we've ever done like these two aren't actually talking to each other. Like these were shot on separate nights.
Right.
And I think that's the first time we've ever done something like that.
Oh, this cousin's dogs. Watching them while they're out of town. A couple of hellhounds.
Right.
God bless you, Dave, for rocking that stash for us.
I think he killed it.
All right, well,
He did. That's something I hear from all sorts of people is they love Next Door Dave.
No, he's really good.
That right there, that's an outtake. The door was stuck, and I was like, that's just too good to not leave in there.
Right. No, I love that. That door is a son of a bitch. It's like if you twist it one way, it won't open, but if you twist it the other way, it'll open.
If you watch the bloopers of Hell of a Halloween, we're actually talking about your door and how it sticks. And
yeah.
Little fun fact I noticed when I rewatched this the other day is if you look behind his head when he has the realization of what to do, you'll see Jesus poking out right behind him. Just right there at his head. And he's like, ah, yes. I was like, that's fucking hilarious.
All right, boys.
We about got him plastered during that, too. We just kept doing take after take of him.
Oh, yeah.
Doing shots.
Yeah, we got to get you drinking
Power
again.
of Christ compels.
Oh, boy.
Power of
Now,
Christ
the hardest gag of them all.
Is that what you think? Are you sure about that, man?
The power of Christ compels you.
Was this the last thing that we shot?
The power of
one of them, yeah.
Christ compels you.
I think I'm feeling something.
You're a much better demon than I am.
What are you doing?
The power of Christ compels you.
I really like how that came out. I thought the quick cuts between both of them like that was just it added to the funniness, the absurdity, and then him spitting it out.
Bell fought for that shot.
That was probably the last thing that got filmed, wasn't it?
That was the very last thing that got filmed. Absolutely. She fought tooth and nail because I almost said, whatever, we'll just figure it out. Well, and she's like, no, I'm getting you this shot of the dryer with the noise. I was like, okay. And that was the last thing.
This is Father Friedkin.
Like literally the day before we premiered it, I think. We filmed that.
We have what you can
yeah,
say
I think
is
that
a
last scene
special
was when
interest
we
in your two
vomited
friends
on
and
Tyler. That was the last thing we shot.
Usually they only send one or two. Young
Save the big for last.
Got old Randy Phillips, the one and only, the GOAT. He's back again and again, and all we ever do is kill him. Ash Hamilton was gracious enough, and of course Liam. Again, you want to talk about fighting tooth and nail for something? I'm so glad we got Liam for this, man. I've said it once, I'll say it 1,000 times. He really brings it to life.
He does. I think they all did really good though.
Yes.
And when it's cut here in the final cut, I think like it's like wow, dude, everybody did bring their A game.
Everybody did great.
I know they can get themselves into quite the pickle.
What the little eye flutter.
There are many stories about Chase and Shep, and not even just in the Catholic Church either. We're talking legends and terrifying prophecies.
And shout out to all these guys for putting up with my shit when we were filming this, because that had been a long day.
Every time I see that part, I'm like, it's the trailer. It's the trailer.
I know it's hard to believe, but in the battle for human souls here on Earth, these two chuckleheads seem to be at the center of it.
You're right. That is hard to believe.
Well, you better start believing, because this is no joke. There are forces at work here beyond anything you could understand.
Your friend's a little bit tense there, Father.
You'll have to forgive Father Friedkin. You see, he's quite close to the situation. Last year, involving Chase and Shep.
I'd like to see our characters have to run into Ash's priest at some point down the road.
Yes. Yes. It was kind of unintentional when I first wrote that, but then it was like one of those things where it's like, well, you know, what's that story? What's, you know, what happened to Father Friedkin? What did we do to that guy?
Understood? Good. Shall we head inside?
The thing that always cracks me up that I don't know if other people find as funny as I do is the when they refer to each other by their first names. It's like so personal. Like there's just like this weird undertone with these two.
You know it's blasphemy. The ritual will be a last resort. Let me try something. Hello, demons. Don't suppose you guys want to do this the easy way, do you? Ugh. Okay. It's okay. It's okay.
I like to imagine whenever it comes from the left-hand side of the screen, it's me slapping at him, and whenever it's the right side, it's you slapping at him.
Yeah.
Listen, you're really gonna want to deal with me because you're not gonna want to deal with this guy. I can tell you that.
Randy, I think Randy is so good at this.
I just like how they're like, you don't want to deal with him, and we're just like, oh no, we do.
We're like, okay, yeah. Old Charlie James making his debut over there in the bassinet. It's really his fussing.
And they hit us with the
Christ
water.
compels you. Christ compels
I will say there's a lot of jokes that I know we tried to like fit in that we just didn't have the time for at the end of the day. Randy had a great one with this scene where basically Dave looks in the window and sees the priest giving us a holy water bukkake essentially, and is like, what the fuck is going on here? But there's just no way we could get that on such short notice. I mean, it would have been hysterical, don't get me wrong, but
Just all the evil.
My YouTube search history is like all fucked up now because of this scene.
You made a list somewhere.
Yeah, I'm on some list somewhere.
And he's just like, huh?
Again, originally what we had talked about, the ending for the neighbor was a lot darker. Because I'm pretty sure we talked about him going home and basically like killing himself and his wife.
Yeah. Yeah. Just be able to film like a flash in the window.
Yeah, you just hear the, like, yeah. I love how melodramatic this scene is.
After what I've been through, I wouldn't ask you to do this.
I do like that we left him open.
You trust me, right?
Yeah. I don't know about anybody else, but I definitely feel like these priests go a little bit like 0 to 100. Like I feel like they don't really try that hard. You know, at the end of the day, he's like, it's blasphemy, and he's like, fuck it, let's do it. I trust you.
Yes. Yes.
That's what I'm saying. With Ash's,
let us pray to our most merciful Lord and beg for salvation.
What makes him want to go
our most
straight
gracious
for the kill?
Lord Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ! Jesus Christ! Oh! Ah! Oh!
None of us could hold our shit together while we film this, and you can hear it in the background. You can hear us all chuckling.
You're twisting! Stop it! Oh!
You're twisting. We'll call back to Easter Sunday for you OG fans.
What the fuck was that?
That was a sacrifice.
Sacrifice? For what?
For him.
God.
For his second coming.
Liam just sat in silence and patience up until that scene, and then he just let that all like come out, and we were just like, wow.
You are all powerful.
Yeah, no, he killed that. He did so good.
Also, it's amusing to me that you and I are both so non-religious that neither of us own a Bible, and we had to make a fake one with H.P. Lovecraft's Tales of Horror or something like that.
Who are enslaved by the evil one and all the saints of the heavens to come to our aid from anxiety and sadness and obsessions. We beg you, free us, O Lord!
You're not gonna hold your cup, Father. I'm gonna have to do it for you.
I remember when I thought this was going to be the hardest thing we were going to do. And then that puke scene became like such an endeavor.
My favorite part of that is that how it doesn't really make any sort of sense for somebody to die from getting their tongue pulled. But we kill him.
Is he dead? Who knows? Who knows?
And then we show where it happens. And an origins begins.
Right. for as many times as we have this written into things, this is the only time we ever explain how Shep gets this power.
Shep,
Yeah.
come here. Come. My
I
son.
love this shit. My favorite thing I've heard watching this with people is who plays Jesus?
Jesus?
It is me, Jesus Christ.
You're kind of handsome.
Get into my arms, Shep.
It's just perfect, man. It's just like, wait, what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying?
I will save thee.
I just, but personally for me, it was your performance as Jesus this time around that I was like, where's this coming from? I like this.
Inspiration was Matt Hardy, broken Matt Hardy. Tyler was like, he's like, the way you were being, I thought you was gonna go, Shep, I knew you'd come. I'm like, nah, that's too Matt Hardy. But I was like, I don't know.
Think you can stop us?
Jesus, I feel like, is gonna go through a journey.
Priests are dropping like flies.
I mean, for anybody who's really like paying attention, it's like there is a little bit of darkness to our Jesus. I mean, the fact that he was summoned by sacrificing a priest, and for what? You know?
Let my people go.
Coolest thing I got there, they're like, did you really just shoot out Sith fucking lightning on somebody? I'm like, maybe I did.
Maybe I did. It's the easiest effect to do on such short notice. It's supposed to be beams of light. You got Sith lightning.
I'll take it. I think it fits the Jesus perfect.
Yeah, I think I'll join you.
And again, for all of you dedicated viewers, anybody who saw Hell of a Halloween, we ended it almost identically to how we did last year. Just smoking on the porch.
A little front porch action, brother. A little front porch action. Never hurt nobody.
Charlie's getting his 2 cents in, that's for sure.
He knows what the deal is.
Charlie commentary, just this for 30 minutes.
It's okay.
And I do like how we added that, like you had that idea to add that shit right like that.
Lord is thankless work.
It's thankless work. Yeah. I feel like it's always going to be this: just 2 people smoking on the porch, and then you always got that character who shows up and says some shit to them, and then they're just like, "Oh, okay."
What happened in there?
Shout out to the random guy who walked into frame at the very end of this. Really capped things off, I feel like.
Doesn't even know he's on Scareplex.
He has no idea. He has no idea. He's just going for a walk. Well, there you have it. The Exorcism of Chase and Shep. This was a fun one.
I feel like it plays to that. You're in the real world. People are going to walk by.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying and shit? So, like, he's just an unpaid background actor.
Yeah. And, you know, from what I hear from a lot of people who watch the black and white cut, a lot of people seem to find it creepier, a little scarier in parts. And I know, some people have said the puke scene's a little grosser in the black and white cut. So that's interesting. I'm glad people are, like, you know, digging the black and white version. I thought I'd put it out and people would be like, okay. Okay. It's the same shit without color. But
I think it's rad, dude. I think it adds, like I said on the show the other day, I think it adds a specialness to it. You know what I'm saying? It's like watching the Justice League in black and white. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it makes it such a different movie and a different feeling and experience. So.
Well, and like I had talked about with you as well, it's like this is like a closing to a whole chapter, like everything that we've done up till this point. So everything kind of loops back around. And so Easter Sunday was our like ode to campy like 70s slasher movies, like the B movies and stuff. And now we end with this, and the black and white cut just felt appropriate to like do the 50s like monster movie sort of thing. But yeah, man,
it's pretty fucking rad, man. I'm hyped. I was thinking on today, how it's kind of funny that, we started it off the first chapter with Easter Sunday, and now we're trying to get up into the second and plan that, and it's Easter Sunday too.
Sunday 2 is kicking it off. Yeah.
It's like how apropos.
Yeah, right.
For it to be the same fucking one and be like, let's see where we're at now.
Right. Yeah. And I'm definitely excited for that one. I think people will dig on that when the time comes. We're only getting better. We're only growing. Oh, one last little tease for you. One last little tag. Again, kind of out of the norm for us. I feel like our end credits are usually bombastic too, and then we always have like a post-credit scene. We're like, no. We did. I feel like we definitely pulled a Marvel card there, where it's like, no, we're closing things out. We're just going to leave you with what we leave you with, and we'll see you next time.
Exactly.
But,
exactly, dude. That's what the business is. I'm hyped to get started on the next shit.
Yeah, a lot of 2024
I appreciate everybody that watched that.
Yes, yeah.
Watched the 420 shit this year. It was. I think it was a good year. It was a good year. Shout outs to everybody that's bought some merch. I know a lot of people bought some merch from us and whatnot. That's so dope. That's pretty fucking dope.
Very dope. Yes, it's very much appreciated. That helps us, make our shit even better and better as we go. So, yeah, man.
Keep it on. Keep on rocking.
Yeah. I was gonna say something else. I don't remember what it was, but that hasn't changed for 3 years. So, but hell yeah! Until next time, everybody.
Smooches deuces.